Reyes and Eddie Ganem star in a brand new show from Lifetime, Devious Maids, coming to Lifetime, June 23rd, that's Sunday night. The DonnieSport Movie Mix captures a Q&A moment with two of those stars.
No, and I want to know, there's a lot of funny scenes in this pilot, and I imagine throughout the whole season we're going to see even more. So is there any particular story or any particular scene that you remember, like when you were cleaning up, you know, your love interest, maybe you had to repeat that scene many times?
Well, she deliberately messed that up a lot.
Oops, you spilled.
Let's see. I don't have scenes like that, I gotta tell you.
You know, it's funny for me because Mark Cherry was there a lot, and him and Paul Wiggins somehow made it work. I really thought many times that they would start fighting because Mark would show up and be like, actually, the way I thought this would be, and I was like, oh my god, Paul is gonna explode on him right now, and they were just like a great team, right? So Mark was there, and several times me and the other actor, Drew, would start rehearsing, and we would run our lines, and we would just, you know, before they're setting up the cameras and everything, and Mark would come up to us and be like an acting coach and be like, oh, you know, why don't you try this and why don't you try that? And so more than actually like doing the scene repeatedly or whatever, during the pilot, it was a great experience for me to work and get to know Mark and understand kind of like, you know, the way he works and what he needs, and he really expects you to, you know, bring it to the rehearsal so that he can have peace of mind and go and do his job, which is writing, and then we can be with the director and actually do, you know, the scene the way he originally had it in scene. And then I got a phone call and they told me that I booked a job, and I feel like it was just like I was in another world, you know. I couldn't believe that I was about to be working with Judy and Anna and Danya and Rosalind and Mark and Eva, and for me it was just kind of like a blur, and everything happened so fast, and just, you know, within a week I was, oh, you got the role of Valentina. And then I was like, oh my god, Mark Cherry is the creator of Desperate Housewives, and I was like, oh my god, like, thank god I didn't know when I went into the room. I would have been freaking out. So that's the story.
So Judy, how did this opportunity came your way?
I had to also audition it for like everyone else, and it's but I was at a meeting. It was after a meeting. I was having lunch with my manager and my agent, and they were telling me, so there's this pilot called Devious Maids, and it's 5 Latinas who are maids. I'm like, oh great! So the first pilot that has 5 Latinas is maids. And I, you know, so I had the reaction that a lot of people, you know, expressed resistance to, and then was well, read it first, read it, and then I read it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I laughed, and I got excited, and I felt the suspense and everything, and I was like, okay. And then it's like, it's Mark Cherry. I was like, oh, okay. And then it's they want you to read for the little Zoila. I was like, oh, why do I have to read for the oldest one? Can I read for Marisol? I mean, that's the bigger part. That's the lead. So I was like, well, they really want you for Zoila. It's like, prepare for Marisol also, but they really want you to read for Zoila. And then when I looked at Zoila, it's what I was saying before. I had an affinity and a connection to it because of my history with my mom having a history as a housekeeper and a nanny. And because of, you know, me being one of 4 girls, and my relationship with my mom, and all of my sisters' relationship with my mom growing up, all of us being adults now, and me being a new mom, and you know, all the sacrifices that my mom made, and all my aunts and all the women in our life having this, you know, this labor and domestic worker history, and all the sacrifices that they made so that we wouldn't have to, so that we would all have like this college age education and the professions that we all have now. Being raised, you know, all the dignity that they told us that there is in hard work, that there's no shame in it, you know. And I just instantly connected to that. So I did prepare both roles, but I just felt really connected to Zoila. So I said, screw it, I'll just go in and I'm going to go in so completely prepared. I hope this language doesn't offend them. Because when I feel comfortable, it's on. And I went in, and then when I went into the room,
so when we heard, ABC passed on this, we were like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
well, let's hit the bricks again and audition again. But then we found out later that Lifetime expressed a real interest in it. So one of the stipulations was that we had to relocate to Atlanta to shoot the entire pilot. And that's what we did for 6 months. We moved to Atlanta and reshot and shoot the rest of the season.
And now we're very happy and thankful to Lifetime.
Yeah, yeah. I think it works in our favor that it's in Lifetime. I think it gives us a fresh new audience and a different kind of time slot instead of competing with the broadcast audience, and it gives us a summertime venue.
And they're really supportive, and they're really pushing for the show. So hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see many more seasons.
The way we say it all happens, everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm. Over here.
Yeah. Couple of observations and then a quick question. I'm hoping there's going to be at least one or two of these characters that are going to be real positive role models. I'm seeing a lot of promise with the lady who's trying to find the truth out for her son who's in jail. I'm hoping to see something good there. And then the mom who's working with a lawyer to bring her son over instead of doing something devious to get the son across the border in the dark or something. So I'm hoping to see there's some positive stuff in there. My question, which you guys probably can't answer, but maybe you can ask the producers to kind of get it up on the Facebook page or something, is this going to be in any way carried on the internet, so if you miss the episode, you can still keep up?
Well, since it is on cable, it will be aired on multiple occasions.
Which is
nights.
great if you have cable, yeah.
Oh, I see.
I just recently learned there's an article out. There is mylifetimetv.com or something like that, and then there's an app, the platform. I don't know if it's an Lifetime app, I believe.
Cool.
They're gonna be dubbing the episodes in Spanish, and I don't know if they're right after each episode they're gonna be up on the internet. I know for sure in Spanish. I don't know if they're up on the internet in both languages, but I know that this is what's happening, at least for Spanish.
Ask them to include English.
I will.
Any other question from the audience? I know there's people who have, in the audience, who have a communications background and movie background. So I would like for you to share us a little bit about how is the production schedule, how long it takes to shoot a season of 13 episodes, and how many hours of shooting is it every day? How does your day look like?
Well, we board the episodes, which means we shoot two episodes at a time, and it takes about 15 days to shoot 2 episodes.
15 days? Wow.
Yeah, our shoot days are about, they don't necessarily exceed about 12 hours.
Yeah.
12, maybe 14 tops.
5 days.
So yeah, and we have the most tremendous crew who just like churns it out and works really, really hard for us.
So it's pretty intense.
Yes, it's pretty intense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we,
But that's about the standard shoot day for any show.
We shot the pilot here, and then we shot the other 12 episodes in Atlanta, and it was 5.5 months.
Mm-hmm. Wow. We have time for just one more question, so please go ahead.
Okay. Sometimes, since you guys have such a connection to the characters, do you find it hard to break character once the scene is ended? Like, are you still like in the mood or what?
I didn't find it difficult to break character. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure that I can answer that. I guess that might be a question for you. Did you find that I was stuck in Zoila somehow? No, I don't.
You were always stuck in Zoila.
I'm always Zoila.
No, I didn't find it difficult. I mean, in general, whether a character, I'm thinking other projects I've done before where, there's like maybe really emotional, crazy, intense like scenes, and you right away want to break character because you're like, oh God, please, I need a break from this. But here, I think it was it wasn't that difficult.
What I did find, though, that there was an emotional intensity to the way a scene was written, that I felt close enough to it emotionally that I could reach it really easily. You know.
And for me, depending on the scene, it's not in between scenes. Sometimes what you do, you're shooting a scene and there's several takes, depending on what angle or whatever. Sometimes it takes a while for them to move the cameras and relight to do like the angle from this side or this side. And I know specifically there's scenes between me and Judy where we're arguing and maybe I have to cry and it's just really affecting me. And so scenes like that, it's not that it was difficult to get out of character, but I would on purpose not want to change what I'm feeling. So I would, normally what I do, I put my iPod on and everyone is always joking, the crew is like, they're so fun, but when you're trying to like stay in a different mental state, you can't be doing that. So I would just be like, I'm trying not to be a bitch and I'm not, guys, I'm just going to be on my own right now. So that's what I would do. And then as soon as that was done, I'm like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on the set. It can be a very, very distracting environment. So there's a lot that you have to do to either maintain your focus, and to stay.
Devious Maids, coming to Lifetime, June 23rd, that's Sunday night. We all gonna watch. Thank you for watching this episode of the DonnieSport Movie Mix. More movie mix action coming your way. Keep it here on the DonnieSport 17 Network.